first round to the third round, it didn't matter. I just wanted people to go away, okay, he's the #1 contender. That's what I wanted to go out there and prove, and that's what I felt I did.
Your accuracy is tremendous. Is that just the result of a lot of hard work?
You know, I've been a strong kickboxer for almost 12 years now. So I finally got to shoot, had the opportunity to show my level really. That's timing with Sean Tompkins for all those years on the pads, and just everything clicked that night. And that that's what I'm planning for April 30th. It all comes down to the training. Like when you're sharp, your mind's sharp, your punches are sharp, everything comes together if you had a strong training camp. And I've carried it on since the George Root fight, and I'm planning to do the same thing on April 30th.
Now you fought in the UFC in 2005, 2006. What's it like fighting in the UFC now compared to then?
It's a different landscape. There's no question there. It's just the buzz, and fighting in Toronto is going to be even more. Fighting in front of the troops was pretty amazing. The atmosphere there was different, but there's going to be nothing like fighting in front of 55,000 people. People always say, oh, are you going to get crushed by the pressure, everything like that, but if you look at it, this is the biggest fight of Georges St. Pierre's career. This is the biggest fight of Randy Couture's career. Nobody's fought in front of this size, in the UFC, so it's a big event for everybody. So right now I'm just trying to really enjoy the ride, focus on the training, and getting the job done every day, so on April 30th it all comes together.
You mentioned 55,000 people fighting in Toronto against Aldo. Do you think fighting in Toronto could give you an edge?
For sure, it's always motivating to have people behind you. And the one thing that I've really noticed in this camp is that everyone almost in Ontario is treating it like it's Ontario's title shot, because all the training partners that I've met over the years, I've been involved in martial arts for 15 years, and all the contacts I've had over these years have all stayed in touch, and they've all helped me out. Last week I had wrestlers come down from Sudbury. We're national champs. I'm working with guys that are going to the 2012 Olympic Games for boxing to come help me out. I'm working with George Brito in Jiu-Jitsu. So everyone's really stepped up, and I'm so appreciative of the support, not only from the fans, but training partners as well.
You're a very technical striker. Do you think you're going to be able to expose some of the holes in the stand-up of Jose Aldo?
I'd like to say that, but Jose's never shown any weaknesses. So I like to go in there and say I'm gonna pick him apart or do this or that. But until you get in there and prove it, that's where the line is drawn. And he's a fantastic fighter in every aspect of the game. But I think I am the one question mark that people haven't seen him against a top level striker. He's dominated everybody, and he's pushed paces on everybody. And we're gonna see what happens when he has to take a step backwards.
Are you gonna try and take him down? Is he gonna try and take you down in the fight?
You never know. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so that's the threat with Jose. He's dangerous in the clinch. He's dangerous in the stand-up. He's dangerous on the ground, and that's what a title holder should be. I'm fighting for the belt against one of the best in the world, pound for pound. So it's one of those fights that I'm trying to cover all the areas. I'm not going in there treating like a kickboxing match or like a jiu-jitsu match or a wrestling match. I'm going in there like an MMA fight, and that's what you have to bring against Jose.
And one of your most effective strikes is a left hook to the body. Why do you think the liver shot is an underutilized technique in MMA?
Everyone goes head hunting. With the small gloves, they think that one punch can end the fight, and we've seen that time and time again. But one body shot can change the landscape of a fight as well. So it is underutilized. Even the straight right to the body. A lot of people don't attack the body, but you've seen how devastating it can be. It's one of my best punches, and I use it back in kickboxing, and I've carried it over to MMA. The main thing is finding the range with it, because a lot of times they attack the body, you have to be close, and I think I have the ability to go in and out, land the body shot without getting into danger.
You've never been knocked out by strikes, but have you ever been badly hurt from a strike in MMA?
I've been clipped. When Yves Jabouin, it was the first time I'd been dropped in a fight. He caught me right on the chin. Don't even remember the punch or the knockdown. So everybody has that ability, to take a punch and get put out on Queer Street. So it's it can MMA with 4-ounce gloves. You land that perfect punch on anybody, they're gonna go down.
You mentioned Yves Jabouin. That was a classic fight. What's it like fighting a guy who throws that many strikes?
You know what? That's kind of what I'm expecting with Jose as well. I'm expecting a war, and that was a good test for myself to kind of show where my heart, my conditioning, and my will to fight was, because we went back and forth. He hurt me, I hurt him. I was in trouble, he was in trouble. So it's one of those fights that you have to dig deep and kind of fight on instinct, because I was out in that fight. So that was a fight that really helps my confidence, really.
Now your nickname is the Machine, but do you fight with any emotion at all?
I try not to train or fight with emotion, because that's what derails you sometimes with your focus. If you go in there mad or angry or all too hyped up, I like to just kind of clear slate. You're in there to do a job. You know what you're trained to do, and fight emotionless. And that's why my nickname kind of is the Machine, because I train the same.
And finally, UFC 129 in Toronto against Jose Aldo. What can we expect to go down that night?
You can expect a fight for the ages. You got two exciting fighters. You look at my last fight; it was over in 88 seconds. You look at Jose's finished fights in 9 seconds. We both have the ability to go 5 rounds, but we also have the